Stoutman has arrived to deliver you episode 14, the Goozie Gift with Alvin Hines. First and foremost, Alvin, welcome to the show and thank you for taking time out of your day to speak with me.
Absolutely, my man. It's a pleasure.
Absolutely. So, Alvin, my first question is in regards to your mixed martial arts career. Tell me, how did Goozie start? How did Goozie start? How did we get here to the UFC? Tell me all.
I wrestled in high school. I wasn't a stud by no means. Only went to 11th grade wrestling. I did one MMA fight right afterwards, and then it wasn't like serious. We practiced in a garage. We would, drink beer right after practice every day. It wasn't really my first fight. I mean, it was, but it wasn't. 6 years down the road, after a lot of mistakes in my life, I decided to go all in and start fighting. It was the only thing that filled a void that was missing.
Mhm,
It was the only thing that made me feel like, hey, this is what I was meant for.
mhm.
So I went all in on it, man. I was training as much as I could. There was times where I was paying for striking lessons instead of paying my light bill. But it worked. It worked even when so many people doubted me. So much was against me. So many people were like, do you really think you can make it? And there was times where even I thought maybe I couldn't. But I
Yeah.
kept praying, bro, and kept training and kept fighting and kept winning. And now we're here.
Yeah. Talk to me about your feelings after the loss to Diaz because there was a mixed reception. People saying that you won, people saying that you lost. But what's Goozie's reaction?
He was the better man that night. I should have kept shooting. I should have stuck to the game plan.
Mhm.
And like, why would I try to sit there and kickbox a world class kickboxer? I don't know. I should have. I could have kept. I should have kept shooting.
Mhm.
Bottom line though is he won that fight, but I guarantee you he remembers fighting me.
So so to you, there is no mixed reception. Guzzi says that Diaz was the better man, that he was the one that rightfully earned the decision.
Yep.
Okay, so you've been you turned pro in the LFA. You went 5-0 in the LFA. Tell me, before the LFA, was there any other promotions that you considered signing with?
One called me a bunch, and who else? I think no, but I like the LFA. They always treated me good. They always kept me at home so I could fill the stands.
Mhm.
And my manager worked for them. LFA is just a good all around promotion. They push a lot of people to the big show.
Mhm. So you would say that next to some of the big shows, like in Europe, where I'm from Ireland, so we have, and there's also England as well. We have Cage Warriors. So would you say for the United States that LFA is a good promotion to build fighters up to go into the likes of the UFC?
You have to go into the UFC, the PFL. They just push people like to the next level
Mhm.
constantly.
So after the loss to Diaz, what's
You
next?
saying Diaz? Are you saying Diaz or Deniz?
Oh, Denise, Jesus Christ, I'm fucking mighty. I'm very, very sorry. I
No,
didn't
you're
get it
good,
right.
bro.
I didn't have when I was researching, I thought it was Diaz, but it turns out it's Denise. My bad, sorry. I don't have my glasses, they're broken. Anyway, so after the loss to Denise, what's next for Alvin Hines? Like what's your next plan? What's your next fight? Do you have anything upcoming?
I'll fight again early July. I I
July.
got yeah, I got him back my medical clearance letter. So
Hmm.
every time my phone goes off, I think that's gonna be the call to give me my next victim. But we're looking at early July, baby. You know
Early
what?
July.
You know what day I get back actually is International Fight Week again.
Yeah, yeah. That
That
actually
is like to the date, bro.
That reminds me of a certain someone that was signed to the UFC not too long ago, and it was announced during UFC 327 that Gable Stevenson will be making his UFC debut. He's officially signed to the UFC. Potential that with this little announcement, that with this little treat that you just gave me, is there a potential that we could be seeing Hines versus Stevenson?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I see Gable quite a bit at the. So we train at the same place here when he's in Minnesota.
Oh, so okay, that's not a problem. Is there any particular opponent that you have in mind that you like to face?
Yeah, Petrino.
Petrino. Is there a
He think,
particular interest for Petrino?
yeah, he thinks he can just beat up people from Minnesota, and that's got to come to a stop.
Wait, really?
And I'm your guy,
Wait, really? Where did this come from?
man. So we went to Brazil earlier this year for Tommy Peterson's, not Tommy's last fight, but the fight before, and Tommy was doing great until the third round. He went in for a shot, I believe, and dropped his hand, and Petrino ended up knocking him out in the third round. Then just last month, he fought Steven Asplund, my other teammate,
Hmm.
and ended up beating him too. But Steven, knocked him down twice and just didn't ended up not closing the deal.
Yeah.
But I know a guy that'll close the deal.
Well, I'm certainly looking forward to seeing that. And to be honest, I think if there's a bit of beef there, if there's a bit of back and forth, I think that's going to definitely make it an exciting fight. Speaking of beefs, everyone does love a bit of a feud. Everyone does love a bit of controversy. And I spoke to my last guy, Tygo O'Connor, about feuds in mixed martial arts. And I wanted to get your take on feuds. Do you think that they're actually good for the business? Do you what do you think of feuds or bad blood in fighting?
Oh well, part of it's show business. It always is. Like people love that kind of stuff. For me, I don't really do the whole, talking smack, hating the guy thing. I just I'll voice my opinion when I want to fight somebody, that's for sure. And I would like to fight him. Other than that, though, there is no like feud because I don't know him. Like, there's no
Mhm.
reason for me to hate him. There's no, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
it's the
there's
business
no,
aspect.
I don't know him personally. Yeah, it's strictly business, and I wanna give him the business.
Mhm. Talk to me about stepping. Talk to me about stepping inside the UFC cage for the very first time.
The hardest part was the walk to the cage.
The walk to
I
the
actually
cage.
got a stomach ache on my way out, and I was like, oh, it was just. I told myself, oh, it was just that. It was just that little protein bar I ate in the back. I was like, it's all good. Once they closed the door behind me, though, it was just another day at the office.
Yeah, and you see all the fans, and you see Bruce Buffer literally standing like what 2 feet away from you. It must have been such a memorizing experience. It must have been something truly amazing to be in one of the most like one of the top MMA promotions of all time. I couldn't imagine how it must have felt for you.
It was cool. Man, especially because I took one of the longest roads to becoming a professional athlete. It was something. It was a
Mhm.
dream come true.
To you, Alvin, what makes a fighter?
Heart,
A heart?
heart. If you're
Yeah.
not, I when I go in there, I'm willing to die.
Willing to die. I love that mindset. I've heard that quote so many times. Most notably, I think 236 Gastelum versus Izzy, one of my favorite fights, inducted into the Hall of Fame. So yeah, I love the mentality so far. And speaking of mentality, when you're getting ready for a fight, what's the main thing that keeps the blood rushing? What exactly is Alvin Hines' mentality when he steps in there to fight someone?
Because I remember every trial, every error, every setback, every day that I wanted to quit, every day that I had to pray to get back on track, every day that I didn't want to go to practice and I did. Every time I wanted to eat like shit, but I didn't. All I remember every one of those and what I've already went through to this point, that's what keeps me going every day.
Mhm.
And when I go in there, someone's got to pay for all that.
Mhm. Next to oh Jesus, you're killing me, Alvin. Um, so next to that mindset, would you say that in the world of mixed martial arts, a fighter has to apply the kill or be killed mindset?
You got to know what you want. You got to remember why you're there. Remember what drove you to this point. You don't make it to this level just because you do it as a hobby. You don't make
Mhm.
it to this level because it's just something you like to do on the side. You make it this level because it's something that fills the void in your life that truly makes you happy. I mean, maybe not everybody's like that, but that's what drives me. Like,
Mhm.
hey, I remember when I didn't have this. I remember what I felt like my life. I got it back on track, but I still was empty. There was something missing, man. And
Mhm.
this is it. Like
Fighting's it.
that's why
Fighting,
I fight,
yeah.
and that's why I help other people. That those are the two things that fill that void.
Mhm. Yeah, I specifically remember listening back to Rashad Evans for when he called it a career. He said that quitting fighting has become one of the most hardest parts. Do you hold true to that statement about what Evans stated that quitting fighting is one of the most hardest parts of a fighter's life? No matter if it is boxing, no matter if it is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, it doesn't matter what kind of combat sport. But would you go to that statement and agree wholeheartedly?
I believe when you actually quit, yeah,
Mhm.
especially if you don't know like who you are outside of fighting.
Yeah,
If you
because
don't know like what else helps fill that void or how to
Mhm.
turn your mindset into what you're doing next, turn that into a fight, turn that what you're fighting for.
Mhm.
So you don't feel lost like that.
Yeah,
You feel me?
we've definitely, yeah, I've definitely heard that before. I remember Dustin Poirier saying because he's mentioned a load of times that he's gotten that competitive itch that he wants to come back, and so in a way, you're absolutely right. And tell me, Alvin, what is the thing that you love most about fighting?
Like I said that because I know that that's what it pulled me out of where I was. It pulled me out of being lost. And not only that, it gave me a platform
Mhm.
to be able to help other people. It opened up so many more doors in my life that I don't know would have opened up if I wouldn't have made it. So
Mhm.
I owe that to fighting as well.
Mhm. So it's a long-term debt that you are beyond grateful for.
Oh man, there was days where I was praying a lot to figure out my life, and God led me down the path of fighting, man, and it
Well,
saved me.
well, we absolutely loved it, Alvin. And like your fight against the Niz, like it showed a ton of heart. It showed a lot of determination. Like despite the unfortunate loss, we like you gained a lot of fans over that fight. Like you gained like a lot of supporters. Like, and rightfully so, because like it was a tough fight watching. I will say, like, there's not a lot of fights that I've actually sat back and like, ah,
Nah.
and it's like I actually winced at like some of the punches. It was crazy, but I love this. I love the heart that you had for that fight, and and I'm really hoping to see you back at International Fight Week in July. That would be amazing.
Right,
So,
right. That's what I was thinking.
hmm
That's what I'm hoping for too. So cross your fingers.
hmm
Yeah, that the only thing I regret about that fight is well, not sticking to the game plan and that I had enough energy to walk out of the cage by myself. That
Hmm.
means I have more to dump, and
Hmm.
that won't happen again.
If there is a place, if there's a venue that you don't want to fight in, if there is a venue that you do not want to fight in, where would that be? Because I've noticed a lot of fighters saying that Salt Lake City is the worst, mainly due to the altitude. But where would Goozie's venue be?
I ain't picky. I'll fight anywhere.
So so would you go to Salt Lake City then?
Oh yeah. Oh
Jesus,
yeah.
oh
I
man,
got I got some buddies in Salt Lake City anyways that I can stop and see. So
amazing. What's the long-term plan for Hines?
I'm gonna just keep winning.
Hmm.
And I also started a class for fighters to plan financially for their future, and that's what I was bringing. That's what I was talking about when we were talking about like finding yourself after fighting.
Hmm.
Know what you want to do, so you don't feel like that. So you don't feel like fighting was the only thing that you had. I'm gonna send you a link to post on the video somewhere wherever you got it,
Hmm.
and we will. It'll bring fighters to that because it is something that they need. It doesn't just plan for their financial future. It lets them know, hey, like how to keep money going in between fights,
Hmm.
exactly what to do with it as soon as you get your check,
Hmm.
and find who you are and what possibilities every outcome you can do after fighting so that you don't feel like, hey, fighting was all that I had.
Hmm.
And I don't want to see fighters that work so hard to get to the level we're at. Because I remember those days, like I just said earlier, where I was skipping the light bill to pay for striking classes. We worked that hard to get to this level and then be broke when we're done fighting. That's
Hmm.
horrible. So get a hold of me, and it's a 90-day class with guarantees you have a complete financial plan and what you're gonna do after, just so that you can live your life when you're done fighting. Your money keeps fighting for you long after your career is over. You ring the last bell, baby. Let's
Love that.
go.
Absolutely
Go
fucking love
you.
that. I love the energy. That is amazing. That is a fucking amazing book. Here, let me take a screenshot of that. Let me take a screenshot of that. Perfect. I got that. I'm actually going to use that. I'm going to use that as the thumbnail for our interview. Man, Alvin, I really do love your energy. Like, like your vibe is just like so. Tell me, what is the training like? What do we see from Alvin? What does the training involve regularly?
I've been training in Minnesota with the boys here, and we do have one teammate fighting this weekend, but it's a lot of, we practice on what guys we're gonna fight. We started watching, like actually watching more tape instead of just drilling the same stuff over and over, and coming to practice and doing the stuff that you don't usually do, so you get better. Because if you
Hmm.
just come and do the same shit every day, same stuff, you're never gonna get better. So
Hmm.
we've been narrowing that down. Like, hey, what are you coming to practice to work on? What do you need to work on? What do you need to do? More strength training, more conditioning. You got to shoot more. You got to sharpen your strikes. So come to practice with intention instead of just coming there and burning out doing the same stuff we go do every day. And I feel like that's going to be a huge upgrade to our regular training sessions.
Hmm. So we have a rising. We have a huge talking point at 327. A lot of people didn't fancy his antics. He goes by Josh Hokit.
Yeah,
Uh,
bro.
Not a fan.
Actually, he spent enough time to make a whole rap song about me once.
Did he actually?
And I can't find it. And at the time, I didn't comment on it or anything. I was just very impressed that he thought about me for that long to make, unless he did it in one shot. I'm very honored that he spent that much of his time thinking about me because I didn't even know his name until he got to the UFC.
Since we're on the topic of Josh, what did you think of his performance against Curtis Blades?
You know, you can't take it from him.
So,
No matter what, it was still a damn good fight. There's no I ain't gonna sit here and say he got lucky. I ain't gonna sit here and say he's not a good athlete. Just I don't know, man. It was a really good fight, and I can't wait to fight him.
so you want to fight Josh? That's what
Oh, I
this is
would.
leading to.
I'll fight anybody.
Oh, I
I
love
just
that.
like doing it, man.
That's what I love about fighters is when they come onto the show and they say that they fight anyone. It takes me back to the lovely to the amazing Cowboy Cerrone. It's like I'll fight anyone. I don't give a fuck about the weight. Put me up at heavyweight and I'll fucking do it. And that's what I just love. That's what I love about fighters is that they come on to shows and they say that this is the fucking game and this is what they love doing. It doesn't matter who it's against, how many rounds it is. It's kill or be killed. And that's what I love about you, Alvin. And I really do appreciate you taking the time coming to see me, for God's sakes. Jesus.
We all bleed red, baby.
Yeah. Absolutely. And again, speaking of Hockett, he was actually announced to be fighting Derek Lewis on the White House card at a last minute addition. It was announced on the broadcast, and it was per request of, I think it was Donald Trump who actually requested, who was in the building at that time, who requested for Josh to be on the White House card.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that fight. Do you think that's a winnable fight for Josh, or do you think that Derek Lewis is going to pull that Black Beast energy and knock him out with one shot? What do you think is going to happen?
Well, you know everyone likes a knockout. That's what everyone wants. Got to give the fans what they want.
And
But
everyone loves Derek Lewis as well.
yeah, but I feel like he's gonna just take down. I feel like he's gonna take Lewis down.
Mhm,
But we're all at heavyweights. It only takes one, and if there's anybody that is really good at throwing that magic one, it is Derek Lewis. So
mhm,
it's hard to say, but that would be my guess that he's gonna take Derek down and work him over.
mhm. Talk to me about your teammate Steve Asplund, because he actually fought. Um, sorry, I'm after already forgetting the guy's name. That you're
Trino.
yeah, Trino. Talk to me about Steve. How is he feeling? What's next for him? Does he have a plan?
No, not yet. He that low kick, he took a couple low kicks really hard and he's actually in a boot right now. But he's coming back up pretty good.
So, are we going to potentially see him return? Maybe. Do you have a time date on when he could come back?
No, no, not I haven't talked to him a whole bunch. So he's recovering. But I mean everyone likes seeing the boys from Minnesota fight.
Yeah, and especially Steve. I remember watching his first fight, and like, man, he took some big shots, and like that, the blood that just came spilling down his face, like that kid got heart, man. He's got fucking heart. I became a fan like in the span of like 3 minutes of just watching him fight. Like he's fun. I like. I, I can definitely get that same energy from yourself when you first fought against Deniz. Like just like what's the story like because you're oh god, like it's crazy for me to put into words like how excited I am to see yourself and Steve fight again. um but there's also a few new heavyweight additions have also been added. One of them was Tom Aspinall's teammate. I think his name is Entre or something like that. I think he's from Croatia. Forget. Correct me if I'm wrong. Potential. Okay, if you could give me your next three potential opponents besides the one that you named that you'd like to face.
You know, I don't know.
Mm,
I would fight the I would I'd fight him. I think Waldo fought that. Waldo Cortez fought that guy, right?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did.
Yep. He's
Oh,
tough. That
fan
guy's tough.
fan of Waldo.
Yeah, that's actually one of my favorite gyms to go train at is that Ultimate Combat.
Salsa
I
boy.
go, yeah, I go. It's always a good time when I go out there. Um, I would fight him. I'd fight Walter Walker. I
Hmm.
would, and and Hokit. Let's go with those three.
Yeah, and I definitely would like to see you against Hokis within. I would go as far to say maybe October, November, and see how things go. So let's see. Would you? What's the ultimate goal for Alvin Hines? Is it to become a undisputed world champion in the UFC?
I'm just gonna keep winning. I I keep my goals written down here on my desk, and it is just I like to concentrate on my next fight and go one at a time. Boom, 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 boom.
Mm.
I'm big time on just concentrating on the one ahead of me.
Next to Asplund, is there anyone in your fight camp that we should be on the watch for? Like it doesn't matter like what promotion it is, it doesn't
Yeah,
matter what show. Give us the name.
Isaiah Gomez. He fights this weekend, this Friday actually.
Where's he
He'll fight
fighting?
at Mystic Lake for LFA.
Oh, he's fighting at LFA, is he?
He will. That kid will be in the UFC. There's no doubt about it.
Speaking of LFA, you were 5-0 in the LFA with a lot of them knockouts. Were you ever approached by the LFA to fight for their title?
No, actually,
No?
no. I must not have been titled material. I was too good looking.
That's bullshit,
I
man.
was too good looking.
That's bullshit against the Niz. You're telling me that the LFA they didn't give you that shot? I guarantee you they were looking at that. Yeah, we feel stupid as fuck now for not giving him that title shot. Title shot material. I mean, like again, yeah, that was an amazing fight. I would have definitely liked to see Hines for the LFA title.
Me too.
Hmm.
They they sent Denzel when Denzel came to the UFC. Oh, he actually fought Hokit.
Yeah, Denzel Freeman. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
bummer.
so talk to me about the transition from the LFA to the UFC.
It was like I had already been training with guys that were in the UFC, so I knew I belonged.
Mhm.
I just didn't know all the other stuff that was going to come with it. And man, like I said, it was life changing. It was, but the hardest part was the walkout. Other than that, just another day, just another day of fighting, baby.
Mhm. So, to someone potentially starting off their career, as it doesn't matter what it is in any combat, in any discipline, what's Alvin Goozie Hines' message to them?
That it's gonna be hard. It's
Heart
what
always
is
will.
it? 1% make it to the higher level. But you have to remember that, and you have to really zone in, and you have to be prepared to struggle a little bit. But that is with anything. That's with entrepreneurship. That's with life, and that is especially with fighting, trying to get to the next level.
Mhm.
And a big thing that I hear a lot from these younger guys trying to make it is like, oh, I can't afford the gym membership, bro. Neither could I. A lot of times, before I got to the basement, I was a big time on. I would go for the free week,
Mhm.
and at the end of the week, offer to clean the mats or do something around the gym and just tell them, be like, hey, I can't afford it, but I need to be here.
Mhm.
And I've never had one say no. They always let me do something around the gym. You have to do what you have to do to make it.
Mhm.
The worst thing they can say is no. And that is the biggest one young guys ask me, like, well, how'd you afford it? I didn't afford it. I made it happen. And then, and then after a couple of my pro fights, that's where I met Billy Simon, and I got into the basement gym, and
Mhm,
how much help he provided us with a gym to train at, and even staying at his house and introducing us to Caleb and bringing in top tier talent for us to train with.
mhm.
Can never thank him enough.
So, two more questions for you before we head off. Um, out of all the combat sports disciplines, which is your favorite? And if you had to stick to one, which would you stick to? Like we're talking grappling, we're talking BJJ. Sorry, let me rephrase the question: striking or grappling?
Striking.
And number two, is there a potential that we could see a crossover into a different promotion? Like dirty boxing is getting a lot of it's getting a lot of traction. They've also signed a deal to expand. Potential we could see Hines in dirty boxing sometime soon.
We'll see.
Doors
We'll see.
open.
That would mean getting cut from the UFC, so I don't see that happening anytime soon.
Perfect.
Oh, my trading card just came out.
Oh, amazing! We got a training card. We got a fucking training card. I'm
Let's
definitely
go.
gonna.
I don't even have one yet.
Oh man, that's awesome. Alvin, look, thanks again. You've been so humble, you've been so kind, and also again, thank you for taking time out of your day to speak with me. It's great honor. Like as I say to all fighters that come onto my show, it's a great honor and privilege to speak to you guys.
Hey, I appreciate it, and I'll send you that link for that class because that's something that a lot of fighters need so that they're not lost after fighting, man. So all the hard work don't go to shame.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Goozie Gift, episode 14 of And New. I've been your host, Pierce Fitzpatrick, or the Stout Man, and this has been Alvin Hines. Thank you so much for tuning in, and of course, Alvin, thank you so much.
It was a pleasure. You guys have a good day.